Alright, let's get going with this stream ski. We're going to actually move this over here and move this guy over here. Oh shoot. Move this guy over here so we can see a little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's get going. All right, what's next? We've got our public API set up both on stage and production, which is sick. So now we can do like kind of like semantic versioning, I guess, but I want to work on, I want to start my app real quick. Actually, let's start the app real quick. npm dev, get the app running. Localhost 3001 for the app. I'm already signed in, which is sick. And let's see. I think today I want to work on feature gating, maybe these based on tiers. So whatever subscription is in there, and I want it to where they'll be able to navigate to these, but the content and the components will have scope limited displays. And then on top of that, the underlying APIs and MCPs and all that stuff will also be gated. So let's start with Codex first, actually. And let's tell it what we want to do. And thinking through like the billing, normally, you know, apps will have different tiers and then they'll have different tiers and then different pricing models per tier. So they'll have like monthly and an annual, but we just want it to be the tiers. So let's prompt Codex to and tell it what we want. And I think I have my voice dictation thing on, so. All right, I want to plan out a new feature implementation for the app. For signed in users, there should be a dynamic feature gating feature and component. Maybe not just a component, but dynamic feature gating to where if the user doesn't have a specific subscription/tier active that is not expired, that they will not be able to access certain things. Right now we have 4 sidebar panels in our app, which is dashboard, MCP, API, and CLI. For right now, I want to set up to where dashboard is for any type of user, free or otherwise. MCP is for starter, API is for Pro, and CLI is for growth, I think it is, or something like that. But I want it to be able to where they can see, they can click on the route and navigate to it, but the contents within, other than like the header and what it does, any feature within that route should be gated, and there should be an upgrade button on it. It shouldn't be a modal, because those can be bypassed and dismissed. It should be component rendering based on tier status, and I want this to be a reusable feature throughout the application, especially on the front end, but this will also be on the back end as well at some point. All right, let's paste that in there and see where we're gonna go with this. Sweet, so I kicked off the planning skill, which is exactly what we wanted. Let's plan out this whole kind of feature, because this is a big one as far as like feature gating and like security, especially for like different services that you have. Feature gating is super important, because you don't want users who don't pay for something to be able to access it. So that comes down to like the database model, and then, you know, front-end architecture, to where, you know, I know of some apps, I'm not going to say which ones it is because I don't want to put anyone on blast, but I know of some apps that are built by vibe coders and whatever that are very, very popular, that their features are behind a modal, and that modal can be really easily dismissed. And so that's just not good software, because someone can access your app without paying for it. So if I were the malicious type of guy, it would be really easy, but it's not me, but there are people out there like that. So for me, knowing that, right, you want to write good software to where the paying users get what they want and the non-paying don't. So but yeah, we have our back end deployed with just one API route right now that is rate limited. And so now we're working on like the feature gates, basically. Tier modal provider, but most product routes are not currently wrapped in that provider. The plan will include moving the provider to signed in app. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, I need to open source this Soku voice thing, because it is just as good as Whisperflow, and it's completely free to use. It's a local model, completely free to use. So I need to open source that. I could probably crank on that, actually. I could sell this for like $19 one time, and like it's yours forever. Maybe I'll do that. Because I would say that most people, well, I actually don't know. I haven't asked anyone, but I would say, I think most people use Whisperflow for just the dictation, right? They just talk and it pastes their stuff. They don't use any of the other fancy features. Those features are sick, don't get me wrong, but I think most people just use it for the copy paste type text. Like talk, copy paste into wherever, like I just did. Because like I just said all this stuff, and this would have taken me quite a long time to type out and paste in, but instead I just push the record button, which is sick. So yeah. But, okay, gonna add under implementation plans. I do like, so I've been playing around with superpowers, like the plugin, and I do like how it saves, like it's gonna save this plan. Oh, it's under docs though. Docs, superpowers, plans. It's gonna save our implementation plan in like the docs website or the docs directory so we can go back and look at it. And what I'd like to do, actually, what I'd like to do at some point is like create an implementation plan and then give it to Claude, give it to Codex, give it to maybe even X, like XAI or whatever, Grok, and see which one does it better, like on different branches, obviously. Which would be cool, kind of cool. So we're just waiting for this to finish though. It's going through the whole implementation plan right now. I wonder, does Grok have, I actually haven't even played with XAI. Let's go look at this while this thing is working down here. Frontier A models for everything you build. Twy for free. I want to say I already paid for this, but get API access. I want to say I already paid for Grok, but I do not remember. Tool calling minimal. This is funny. This is in the description of what it is. Strong agentic tool calling with minimal hallucinations. Supports non-reasoning mode. I don't know how this compares. I don't know how this compares to like Opus 4.7. $5 per million tokens and 25 per output? That's crazy. Is that real? That's nuts. Is this thing still working? Yes, fine. I just forgot what it was called. It's not waiting for me, is it? No, it's just working. Okay. Yeah, so does Grok have a CLI? Grok build beta. That's what it's called. It's called Grok build. Bring Grok into your terminal. I'm going to do this right now, actually. Because I've been wanting to use this and kind of test it out. Oh, interesting. It's not even V1 yet. Well, I guess I said it's beta right here. That would make sense. I'd be interested to see. Restart your terminal. I'd be interested to see how this compares to, 5.5 or 4.7 for the respective Codex and Claude. Has anyone else played with Grok build yet? I think it's fairly new. If we look at their pricing. Get to know Grok and its capabilities within the free, real-time, web, and voice mode, SOC 2 compliance. Interesting. I'll probably pay for this. Why not mess around with it? I'd be interested to know if anyone else has played with Grok build yet, though. Okay. This thing's still working, dude. What's the status of this planning? Let's go ahead and make this. Okay, it's working. Okay. Nice. See, I love this so much. And I'll read through this when it's done, but let's actually make this full screen real quick and kind of go through it. All right, the plan is complete. Current status mapped existing auth billing sidebar route structure. Planned sharing gate definitions in the schema, which is perfect. Reusable web gating components with non-modal upgrade CTA. Route level content gating for MCP, API, and CLI. Planned backend guard decorator foundation for future API enforcement, which is beautiful. Assumed current scale, yes. No implementation has been done yet. The execution options are sub-agent driven inline execution. Let's just to clarify before we get started, this implementation plan is fully extensible, correct? As in, as we add new features, new pages, new routes, new API endpoints, new MCP offerings, new CLI offerings, we will be able to intuitively and simply add these feature gates to those features, correct? All right. Yes. Okay, extensibility comes from the schema, which is the source of truth. One last question is, how will these feature gates play a part while using PostHog, if any? Should I plan to use PostHog for these feature gates, or should it be in-app code only, given that we are using PostHog in this stack? Yeah, well, it's not represented yet because we're still early on in this monorepo structure. Source of truth. Given your stack, note say. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that our app code would own basically the rights to say who gets to see what, but PostHog gives me the analytics and rollout flags. So like when I want to build a new feature but don't give it to the general public yet, it'll be an on-off button in PostHog. Got it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what I thought was the plan. I want you to move forward with the implementation plan by launching sub-agent driven, which is task-by-task implementation with review checkpoints. All right, let's get this cutie going. I want to see, whilst this is working, I want to go into my staging database in the tables. users. No one in staging yet. No worries. I hope that. Let me go to prod. Into users. No verified. Memberships. Okay, there's no memberships in here. Do I have pricing? No. What do I have? I forget. Apps, web, source, app. Account billing. Yeah, I have to access this, I have to disable my VPN again, which is super annoying. What happens, because this is a modal. Oops. This is a modal. I wonder what happens. Dude, are you regarded? I wonder what happens if I delete this modal. Because yeah, see, I actually hate modals for that reason. Because if there was anything interesting back here, that's all anyone would have to do is go in and delete that modal. Or in this case, it was called a dialog. It's a modal. A modal's a modal. All they have to do is delete that dialog and they can choose anything in here. So what happens if I choose a tier? Okay, nothing happens. Which is fine. But I do need to be able to mock some billing so I can see these features. Yeah, what up, Mason? Building's going. I got front end, like the marketing website up. I got the application website up. Today I'm working on feature gating based on subscription status and tier, which is fun. All the nuts and bolts, dude. Still working on the nuts and bolts. What I need to do, oh, perfect. I have headphones. Let's slap these bad boys in. Marketing page is at, I think it's in the bio. It's launchsoku.io. I think it's in the bio. I need to do some work on the marketing website, like for words and stuff, because I will say it is very techy. But I like it. I think it's a pretty website. All right, so I want to go to /account billing. And see. Okay, I want to say yes. I want to say I know I had this billing set up before. Oh, shoot. Failed to load peer internal server error. I think this is because this is because the VPN stuff. Invalid API key provided. That's from Nest. Load tier pricing. So from Nest, so that means, oh, you know what? It's probably because I switched from Doppler. I'm working on my social vibe coders platform. Nice, dude. Bro, you gotta stream it. Oh yeah. I remember now. Yeah, you definitely gotta stream it, dude, because you said you wanted to. Bro to bro, the hardest part about streaming I think I cut out there for a second. My internet's being weird. No, but I was saying the hardest part about streaming, bar none, I think, is the literal first time that you push the stream button. The amount of the amount of time it took myself to convince myself, and I'm a fairly confident person just in general. I'm not like a dork or anything. But it was just really hard to push record for whatever reason. Or sorry, not even record. It was hard to push stream. But the first time I did it, and I freaked out a little bit, and I went live for 2 hours, and 1 or 2 lads showed up, which was cool. And then I, finished what I was working on, shut down stream, and I exhaled, and I was like, dude, that was actually so much fun. Even though there was only 3 people in there total. I don't care. But yeah, the hardest part was just pushing the stream button. So I encourage you to do it, brother. But you need a nice camera. I get that, because I'm kind of like a perfectionist too. And I like my shit to look good and feel good, whatever. Thankfully, I had already had this from earlier stuff that I used to do earlier on in my career. Yo, what up, Easy? Yeah, I had this camera and this lens from I've had this camera and lens for probably 5 years for some other stuff that I was doing. And I kind of accrued all my gear over time. It probably took me, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years. 4 years to get everything that I like. And I still need a diffuser light this way. I have this little ring light that I bought for literally, I want to say $5. This little ring light, dude. It helps because there's no lights back here, and this little ring light helps. But I would there's just one, it's $400. It's really nice. One of my buddies used to have one, and it's this big diffuser light. It looks really nice, but I have everything I kind of need right now, so maybe I'll reward myself when I hit a big milestone or something like that. That's the way I work anyways, is I'll do stuff and set goals for myself, and then okay, when I stream for 30 days in a row without skipping, I don't know, buy a light like that or something. But I'm very goals driven, motivation, not really motivation, but goals driven. So I do have Discord. I don't really get on it, but I actually don't even know what my Discord name is. It's been so long. I think it's Death Scent, because that was like my gaming tag, my gamer tag back in the day. It was also like where I grew up, it was like this clothing brand. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, this hasn't updated in forever. Yeah, I think it's Death Scent, because I used to play like first-person shooter games, like everyone my age used to do. Easy. I'm working on two things: a production level SaaS boilerplate for solo founders, and then which is something like this is the landing page. The slogan will be build features, not infrastructure. So it's kind of like Lovable. Ooh, this is tripping. Oh, it's because it's updating. It's kind of like Lovable, but for people who want to use Claude Code instead of like their native app. And then, so I'm building that for public use. And then after I'm done with this, which should be about, I don't know, 2 more weeks probably, I would think. After that, I'm building version 2 of an app I already built. At least the V1 version of it. It's called, right now it's called MySoku or Soku. And it is basically a platform that lets users post to one platform and then repost that same thing to other platforms, and then reuse the original post. I need to add a graphic down here because I've explained this like 17 times. Well, actually like 1,700 times, but it'll allow them to reuse this original post and reuse it in different ways, like in templates and stuff like that. So if you post a video talking about, the top 5 ways to make money online, it'll repost all those to all these, but then it'll also do like a template version for LinkedIn only that's text-based. And it'll be like bullet points if you wanted it to be that way. But it's fully customizable. So, yeah, those are the 2 things I'm building. Okay, Discord. Let's move it over here, because I don't know what's on here, dude. Yeah, what's my username? Copy username. Oh, it's just my name. I must have changed it. Yeah, Discord name is just my cheeky little name. I must have changed it from Death Scent a while ago. So yeah, those are the 2 things I'm building, big dog. I'm gonna get rid of this because it's tweaking. And go back here. See what's going on. Still working. I'm confused of what's going on because there's no active changes in here. Did I get your invite? I did, I think. I have 1 pending. I think this is you. Well, no, this says member since October 17th. And you said you just joined. Maybe that's not you. Oh, Deegan Jew? Okay, cool. That's funny. I do that sometimes too, though. Yeah, dude, sometimes, so you can't see it on your screen. Maybe I can move it over here. sometimes, yeah, screen name is Deacon something Deacon Chi, but your username is Vizix1. Yeah. I don't know what you shared in here, but sometimes YouTube, it like redacts messages. I don't know why. What? See, it's doing all this, unless you did that. Maybe I don't know how YouTube works, but I've never seen YouTube do that. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'll know what that is though. Oh, I got you. Cool. You're doing that. I was confused because that happened yesterday too. When that's why I was trying not to say your full name and stuff in there. Because I didn't want anyone to add you if you didn't want them to add you. Okay, so where are we at? Okay. I do want to figure this out real quick. I want to say it's because I got that error somewhere. Where did I just see that error? Is it an API? Let me refresh this page. I want to say it's because I don't have environment variables. Failed to load tier pricing and error code connection to Stripe. That's almost always. Oh, I need a new computer, dude. I gotta get around this VPN thing because I have to. Every time I have to deal with Stripe and then one other service that I use, I have to disable this VPN I have on here that's on this machine, and it like cuts the stream off for 15 seconds, which is annoying. So I'll figure that out in a minute. Let me ask Claude. What are all the environment variables that I will need to paste in to Railway? Dang, that was very loud in my ears. What are all the environment variables that I'll need to paste into? Okay. Do you have your landing page set up yet, Mason? For your social media site? I want to say you shared it the other day, actually. Easy, what you been working on, dog? Oh, nice, dude. Nice. You predominantly use Claude, Codex, Grok build, which is new. What do you use normally? I'm using Codex for this implementation, and we'll see how it works. I need to get on a new branch when this is done. But this thing seems to be wigging out. It keeps trying to connect to the MCPs and stuff. Oh, it's committing stuff already, which is bad because it didn't change branches, so this is going to happen all on stage, which is fine for the most part because stage is like kind of like my dev environment. I don't have 3 environments. Really, you should have 3 environments: dev, stage, and prod. But for this, we're just doing stage and prod. 3 for this kind of solo founder operation might be a little too crazy. Might be a little too crazy. So this feature gate is going to be a cool little addition though. Let's see, dashboard, welcome. Nice. So I did that. Upgrade to starter. I kind of want it to be blurry though. Like say that there's 4 different services in here that they can view and use. Kind of like this guy. Kind of like yo, what up, Quigago? Yeah, local stage and prod. Yeah. Typically, like in everywhere else I've worked, there's always been 3 environments. But that's when there's more than one solo developer, right? We can have a little bit more freedom when there's just 2 of us or just 1 of us. So I'm thinking for the feature gate. So like everything, upgrade to pro. So I'm imagining like more features being in here, right? These are just placeholders for now. I'm imagining there being more features in here, kind of like this. And so say this view right here is feature gated, or sorry, is pricing gated. And it's like, I want it to still kind of look like this, but like blurry, and then be like, to use this feature, upgrade to, and then whatever the tier is. Same thing for here. Same thing for automations, right? Like whatever it looks like in here is how it should look regularly. But for each individual pricing tier. So we might need to go a little bit back and forth with Codex on this. Yes, that was the hardest part. Talking about Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. That was the hardest. Oh, I say hard. Code-wise, it wasn't hard, but like permission and compliance and stuff like that was hard. So you have to go in, and I should probably, this would probably be a good, well, if you want to do it yourself, there are APIs out there that like let you get around having to do your own apps within each one of these platforms. But I mean, you have to pay for it, so that's overhead. But yeah, you have to like developers.facebook. So Facebook and TikTok were by far the hardest, and I want to say it took a couple months for both of them. So as soon as you have the idea that you want to use like a Facebook app for Facebook login, or the Graph API or whatever, like you definitely need to get started on that. And especially in permissions and features, like whatever you want off the rip, like go ahead and start smashing those with API. I say smash, just hit them a couple times with the development mode so that you can request advanced access for where you need to and stuff like that. Because if you don't have API calls from the development version, you won't be able to request to upgrade until like they register that you've used that API endpoint before, which is super annoying. And sometimes it takes up to 24 hours or whatever. So definitely get started on that as soon as possible. TikTok and Facebook. The easiest were X and LinkedIn. YouTube was fairly easy. But like for Facebook and TikTok, you have to go submit like this whole report on how and why you're using it. It has to be aligned with their business guidelines. You have to take videos of you poking through your app in development mode, which is hard in and of itself to get staging set up to where you can do everything that you're asking for them to like let you do, which I found was really difficult to begin with. So that was a long-winded answer to say yes, it was difficult to incorporate the platforms. But I have which ones do I have? Tik, Insta, YouTube, Threads. These two come together. I think no. Facebook. Shoot, I can't remember now. Facebook and Instagram are its own app. Oh, this is a pro tip. If you want to do Threads, Facebook and Instagram are their own app, like the 2-in-1. This is how I did it, at least. Hold, please. Yeah, so Facebook and Instagram is this one, and it's one app, and then Threads is a whole nother app inside of your Facebook developers console. So this is Facebook login for business and Instagram login, and then Threads was its own. And Threads was easier. Threads was easier than Facebook and Instagram. So there are two different apps for what it's worth. But yeah, I have Facebook. Snapchat's kind of in the works. I think it'd be cool for like stories, to post stories. Snapchat's actually pretty big in like Gen Z, Gen X, whatever. And so I thought about integrating it to where a source platform for the automations. Like if I did a new workflow in here and it's from Instagram, but it could be Instagram stories only, and then post a Snapchat, which I think Snapchat has what they call public profiles, and so it's basically an Instagram within Snapchat, and you'll show up on like the explore page or whatever. I'm probably not explaining that very well, but let me see if I can show you on my phone. Snap. I don't even know how to do this. I don't have a public profile because I just don't ever post on here, but like you'll have like this on Snapchat, and then like it's basically like Instagram, and so that'll show up like when I would post like on the stories on Instagram, it would show up in there. It wouldn't show up like I'm sending videos to people. That probably dates me, dude. That probably shows you how old I am, because I don't even know how Snapchat works. I'm what the youngins would call chopped unk. What do they know? Okay. Where are we? Let's do a little get status real quick. Yes. Let's open another terminal right here and do... of course. Little get status action. See what's going on. Yeah, don't ask me again, dog. Get status. Okay, it's working. I was just curious what it was doing under the hood, because it's committing stuff, which I didn't ask it to do. I didn't say don't do it, but I didn't ask it to commit stuff. I was thinking more along the lines of one big, change tree. But yeah. What's it called? Quigago, I opened your app and I think you mentioned this yesterday, but it doesn't quite work on Mac yet. And I got somewhere with it. Where did I get to with it? I worked on it a little bit this morning to try and get it running so I could play with it on stream. Let me see if I can get it up. New window. Open recent. I don't know why it's showing up in there. Clanker. Yeah, so this is Quigago's app in chat, and he basically built like a terminal grid that you can visualize more than like terminals like this. I'll show you. Yes. Okay. npm. Oh, you do npm install. Just make sure that's all done. It's given me these errors for what it's worth. No, just kidding. It's an old error or a newer one. It was spamming. You're doing some sort of polling. I didn't look into the code yet and figure out what it's actually doing. So excuse my ignorance. But it's doing some sort of polling in the background, and it was in an infinite loop of these guys. Too many open files. So like I opened it. I ran your app against launch Soku, so the directory that I'm working in here, which is, I would say it's fairly big. It's not small, but it's not big. There's a lot going on, and so it was like too many files, too many open files. But I think npm dev, is it run dev? I think he says run dev in the docs. File Explorer. Contributing. README. npm. Yeah, run dev. npm run dev. Yeah, so it opens, which is sick. And then project name, we'll do, should I do a smaller one? Just to see, I don't know, let's open this one. Launch that, we'll use Codex, we'll do 4 terminals, and see what it tells us down here. Nice. Yeah, so this is Quigago's app. It's native. So I did do some stuff in here. I think I fixed these errors. So it was spamming. Oh shoot, where'd it go? Like it might, yeah, see even now it's choking on something. So it won't even open back up. But for those in chat, this isn't bad code. He built this on Linux and doesn't even have a Mac to be able to test this on. So I'll probably open a PR. I'll figure out what's actually going on and open a PR. And open a PR. Yeah, but I don't know what any of this did, to be honest. I just kind of prompted it. So I haven't looked at any of this. So even if I looked at it, yeah, so I guess it's just changing. It's changing it to, you know, Mac files, destination types. Yeah, Windows. Yeah, for those in chat that are listening, and it's like, oh, It's choking. He built a shitty app. It's incorrect. I'm the first person to use this working app on a Windows on a Mac. So, and he told me yesterday that it probably wouldn't work on Mac. So if you do have a Windows, go check out. It's actually really dope looking. Yeah, exactly. So it fixed some of that. Problem right now, I believe, is whatever this is the same thing, but it's just not under the hood. This is spamming like tons of these, right? But I think the polar that it's set up just kind of disabled the infinite scroll, the infinite whatever. So that's why it's choking right now. Even if I go to it, like, right, I'm trying to navigate to that app, but it won't open. So I'm gonna figure that out. Probably. Oh, there we go. But even like if I come in here, oh no, it's fixed now. Paste that here. I'll send an agent after it. Paste all this stuff. Let's see if it sends. I cut it off. Add me on Discord, dude. It's probably easier. It's same as my YouTube handle. Do you have? I'm assuming you have Discord. I just got flamed earlier for not using it as much. But yeah, so it's just my first and last name, Chase Garcia, because it won't let me send this in YouTube. All right, so what was I doing? Yeah, so I'm gonna that's cool. All right, I'm gonna quit this for now so it doesn't slow down my machine real quick and finish up what I was working on in here. This has been going for a minute. Whenever it goes this long, I'm always curious what it's actually gonna do. Whenever it goes this long, I end up going back and hand typing a bunch of stuff, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, I got you. Accept. Alright, this is... Oopsies. Okay, sweet. I just sent it to you in Discord. Yeah. I should set up a little Discord channel for this stuff, dude. Just to kind of hang out. I'm just not, I'm not very organized like that. I don't think I care that much. Sweet, yeah, I just added you, big dog. Yeah, I sent you the message in Discord, whatever that error was. Okay, finished, completed. Guard behavior is mostly correct. Ungated routes, short circuit gated routes require principal workspace ID. Love it. Task web has been passed the spec review. Code quality review just requested an important fix. Explicitly inject Nest.js reflector and feature gate guard and add it to the repos DI metadata protection tests. I'm fixing that now before the final deprecation is. Nice. I totally forgot that I was supposed to go work out with a homie today. I committed to streaming every day for the foreseeable future. Not too long ago. I mean, 13 days ago, I guess. 'Cause I'm on day 13 now. And I'm like, I love to work out. I love to hang with the homies. And I wouldn't say like I'm a people pleaser. I'm not a people pleaser, but I don't know, I like hanging out. I like making the homies feel good, whatever. And one of the homies here in town wanted to go work out today, and I told him I would yesterday. But I've been getting on stream super late and like staying up until 1 or 2 a.m. Or like 1 streaming, and then can't go to sleep until like 2 or 3. And then I gotta wake up and go to my real job. And so today I started streaming early so that I can honor the commitments I made to myself, which is streaming every day, while not waking up dead tired in the morning for work and stuff. So, all right. Quigago is making me multitask, which is great. Could you send that? I gotta disable for whatever reason, dude. Yeah, hold on. I gotta disable my VPN to download that because I'm currently working in Codex in here, and I don't want it to run out of tokens because I only pay for the $20 one on the Codex. That's funny. File watcher on Mac OS is a hungry motherfucker. That's funny. All right. Let's go in here. During the implementation phase, did you also write unit tests for the applicable services that were created during this session? Oh, bummer. We gotta go legit. Did it give you a? Oh, okay, cool. Sent you the prompt for your agent. Cause you can test it. Let's see what happens. Gotta zoom out, by the way. Jeez. Let's see here. Yeah, I only have 25% left. Bummer. Nice. Let's go back in here. Put this over here. Oh shoot. Put this over here. Did you, Quigago, you said that you use Codex mostly, right? What would I say? I'll throw this over here too. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because I'm on the $100 Claude right now. I'm a $20 Codex. I'll probably just pay for both of them, to be honest. $100. But since you suggested that I start using Codex, dude, like, I think I like it much more as far as the output goes. I think it's just better output than 4.7. Especially recently, I feel like 4.7 has been degraded. Degraded. Yeah. Has anyone else felt like that? I feel like Codex is, or sorry, Opus 4.7 is kind of like gone downhill a little bit. All right, let's make this go full screen real quick. Oh dang, that's crazy. So you could just crush token maxing. Unit tests were added and updated. Nice, perfect. It's all coming together. All right, let's okay. As a minor styling change, I want the features that are gated within the UI, at least, the background to be blurry inside of whatever feature is being gated. But obviously the text and the buttons and CTA should be prominent. Let's just add that in there right now. It's gonna bug me. I just want it to look kind of like blurry in the background, right? So, oh. What is this doing? Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. I don't know what polling interviews used only for the degraded post-exhaustion fallback watcher. True when polling is a fallback after the native watcher has exhausted file handles. Applies conservative poll intervals to bound CPU on large trees. Has no effect when I love that it gave me this description of what it was doing. Because for me to read this code, it would have taken a minute. Especially because I don't know anything about Mac OS. Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay. Okay, so added some stuff like, added it back there. I don't hate it. We'll go with that for now. We'll go with that for now. Unrelated to local change. Okay. Add feature gating. Git push. Okay. Does it need access to Stripe or anything of that nature, or is that just for sell? Okay. This is still flummoxing. Stripe runs on Railway, not for sale. So here's the split. Yeah, why didn't you say that to begin with? Stripe with a secret, Stripe with a secret, Stripe price. So these all need to be in. And I assume if we're running this locally, those also need to be in the local environment variable files as well. Please go in and add all variable names in the applicable apps and .env.local files that are needed to run this locally. Okay, because I need to be able to purchase at least the first time. Account/billing. I need to be able to purchase so that it shows up in the database, and I can just change the subscription status on here. But I don't want to provision this because I want it to be working as is. I don't want it to be like mock data per se. It'd be cool if you set up some sort of trigger or webhook or something that when these agents running in the terminals, when it asks you for something, hits a roadblock and it asks you a question, if it notified you of what window or what parent file it needs approval in. So I could imagine something like don't open it, silly goose. Yeah, I could imagine something like Claude Code needs your approval in Launch Soku Terminal 3. It'd be kind of cool. Because oftentimes I'm working in different projects like this right here. Unless I'm paying attention, I won't know to go back. Especially when there's multiple panes going and stuff like that. There's probably already something like that out there, to be honest. Quigago probably knows. That one command though, dude, that you sent me in Discord is still cranking in here, dude. You do have a one robot per project kind of guy. Yeah, I should probably think about doing that. I usually have it like this, like one running something, and I tend to do separate providers. So I'll use Codex for something big or small, and I'll use Claude for something semi-related / unrelated, like a question I have asking it or something, while this one's finishing. Okay, npm run validate. I kind of want to see what this does after it finishes. Yeah. We got kind of the same flow going. Did you commit those? All right, I'm going to pull this off screen real quick because it has to do with my environment variables and stuff. Stripe secret. Stripe webhook secret. That was Pro. Course. Starter. Save it. Leave uncommitted for now. And then I don't have one touch in the code really. I'm old and don't have mental capacity to care about software too much. Just actually ignore what they're going to just actually ignore what they're doing. Yeah. All right, let's try and go run this. See what happens now. Oh shoot, I just remembered something. Let's open another terminal and then do npm install for, oh wait, you do, I forgot you do npm install clear npm run dev. See what happens. Oh wait, I got this in the middle. Permission denied. Why? Why? I should be able to come back over here and then cancel this process, clear, npm install. I don't have to do that every time, but I do just in case. You never know. npm dev. I still have to disable this VPN again. I'm almost positive that's what it is. Yeah, connection error. Okay. So it looks like it didn't capture my checkout. Got some errors in the console. Stripe webhook secret. Maybe I did the wrong one. Maybe I did the wrong one. I don't really want to. Wait, is it launch kit? Is this today? 20. Is this today? It was today. So it triggered it in here, but it didn't associate it in the DB. Developers, webhooks. Let's see what happened in here. It's 100%. I'm just gonna put this, I'm probably gonna put this on my API. It's like gonna be my first API endpoint instead of going through this nrock thing, which is annoying. Events, logs. What's today? 27th. Today. These were earlier. This is so cool. This is the wrong one. Silly goose, I think. Right? I'm confused. Did I do launch code? Maybe someone went and signed up on no, they didn't. It's 47. It's in this one. Soku Sandbox. Developers, webhooks. Why did it fail? Can I events logs where are the error logs? Why isn't it showing me? Maybe it's that signing secret. I don't know. Let me go and copy it. It's probably the same one, but let me go back in here. API. Webhook. Just type webhook secret. What did it say? Honestly, one of the hardest things about like developer stuff is setting up the environments correctly, setting up the staging environment and the developer environment and the production environment, making sure that everything you do in each one works correctly and none of the data gets messed up or malformed or whatever. Making sure all the environment variables are correct for each respective domain, front end, back end, etc. That's what's taking me the most time on all this stuff, honestly, is getting environment variables in the right places for the right services and stuff. We gotta go. I'm still trying to debug Clanker. Nice. Nice. No errors so far, which is great. Still that one. Yeah, it's already bugging. Yeah, I gotta actually figure out what this error is. Maybe I could just, maybe I'm being a robot and I'm trying to open on too big of a repository. Maybe I do it on a smaller one. I'll do this one. See what happens. We'll do 2 terminals and we'll try Claude because this one's almost out of usage. And I do want to ask it stuff about this repository actually. This repository is actually the same thing. What? This is a small repo too. Too many open files. I don't get it. Okay, transient neon connection. Neon auto suspends the first query after idle, can timeout and throw. The log shows us firing once, which is a Fritz cold start blip. Oh wait, I had to scroll up. No, it's all good. I'll have to debug, dude. That's part of it. Okay, I just need to add that in there. Let's go in here. Oh shoot, that's crazy. Stripe webhook secret? Stripe webhook secret, I already got that. Brady, your webhook signing secret is yeah, I already know that. Let me just copy and paste it just in case. Stripe webhook secret. Oh, maybe it's that. That would make sense. Okay. Just chilling on my DNS, dude. For Railway Prod, register as an endpoint in the Stripe dashboard. Then copy that endpoint signing secret into the Railway env var. Okay. Register this. Wait, did you do that? Wait, what? I hate it when the 2.8 bugs out like this, dude. It's so annoying to look at. Okay, so it's asking me to do this. Off screen, obviously. Signing secret is this. We'll go back into env local. Paste that in there. And then it's at restart the API. So come in here, clear, npm dev. And for Railway prod, API as an endpoint in the Stripe dashboard, then copy that endpoint signing secret into the Railway env var. Okay, I don't have to do that from prod yet. I just want this to work locally. Can you delete this one? Yeah. That's expected. Access to. Okay, sweet. You don't have access to the other platform, and you're not a native developer on that platform or whatever. Because admittedly, I don't know. Dude, what? Choose a tier, any tier. Continue to check out. Let's see if it does it this time. Okay. No errors in the console, which is a good sign. Let's go into MCP, upgrade to starter. Okay, this should have unlocked. But it didn't. Workspaces, workspace subscription. It's probably because I'm in the wrong environment. There's probably 2 workspaces. No, nothing. What about dev? Nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure out the environments. But the webhook seems to be working itself, which is this guy. I think this is not local time. UTC. Yeah, my computer. Yeah, okay. So it was successful, but maybe I don't think it would be on Railway because I don't have that endpoint up yet. And if I did, it would be in here. API. Okay, it's the same error. Yeah, it's just some secret misconfigurations. So I'm gonna do that off stream. I'm not gonna work with environment variables and stuff. I need to get all the environment variables for each environment separated and added in here, so I don't have to mess with it ever again. So, but as far as the feature goes of adding the feature gates, I want to say it's done. So in theory, once I get the Stripe environment dialed for local environment versus in stage or production, and I get some workspace subscriptions with entitlements, I'll be able to access these different features. from there. So anyways, I'm gonna bounce out of here. I'm gonna try and go to the gym, get some food. But it's been fun. Quigago, I'm gonna work on that, on this guy. I mean, it still works. Analyze this project and tell me what it is. Let's see. It still works. It's just, well, now it's not bugging out. Maybe just like the initial load or something. So it works. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's just so smooth, dude. Oh, you click Codex and then new terminal opens a Codex terminal. Nice. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, actually. Ooh, that's sick too. You can drag and drop the different ones. Maybe in here. Oh, that's sick, dude. Yeah, it's cool. So you just like, you click whatever tool you want. Dang, that's cool. Oh, and it has like the Git tree too, commit history and stuff. Create branch from master. This is dope, dude, actually. Oh, and it has like the history too. That's sick. This is a open source VS Code plugin that doesn't really work, and it's in Chinese. That I found. It's kind of like, I don't really understand. You have to like open a term grid config file, and it opens a terminal in that config file. So like if I go in here and open it, see, it's just dumb. It's actually dumb. It's like halfway working. Alright. Yeah. Anyways, this is dope. I'm gonna play with Clanker probably a little bit later. I'm glad we got it working. I love that it has GitHub in it too, dude. Or sorry, Git, whatever. So you can like change branches. You don't have to be in the terminal if you don't want to. It's actually super dope. Create PRs from in here. This is like really dope, dude, actually. Very cool. Okay. That's dope. Browse all models. New models found. It's fine. This is sick. I'm gonna play with this probably a little later after I get back from the gym. But anyways, it's been real. I'm gonna try and figure out those env vars for local Stripe stuff so I can get the database, the local staging database ready so I can actually see that new feature that I just built. So, as always, Claude model discovery sucks. Oh, was I just in Claude? Oh, wait. Let's do a new one. Claude. Browse all models for Opus. Can I search all of them? No. Sonnet. I don't think any of those, at least on Oh, there you go. Oh, so I see what you're saying. There you go. Huh. Nice. Do you use open code much? I don't ever use open code. This is sick. Yeah. Nice, dude. Very cool. All right, I'm out for reals this time. Thank you boys for hanging out, watching me bang through those Stripe ENV stuff. And hopefully, when I get back, we'll be able to say that we one-shotted that feature gating feature. Yeah. All right, later, dog. Peace.